Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. It's the final round in Tier 1, Season 17 of SLR. And joining me on the comms once again is Icewind. Hello, Icewind.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, so we are just getting the lobby set up. We will be getting underway shortly, but we are heading to Brazil, so it gives us a wee bit of time to talk about. There's one championship still up for grabs. The driver's gone to Justin, well, long time ago. But yeah, Constructors is up for grabs today. Ice, what do you got for that?
Yeah, we have three teams fighting for that. Although I'm sort of I don't know what's the boxing terms. Like somebody's just basically given up there. like the team that is leading the championship, they don't. Do they even have a driver? I think John Wick is actually he's grabbed a seat at Alpine, so we have at least one Alpine driver on the grid. But yeah, Alpine are leading by 179 points, and then we have McLaren at 170, and Racing Bulls at 164. So yeah, it's all up for grabs between those teams, and especially I think Alpine is gonna be sort of the underdog in this, even if they're leading at this stage, because they only have one driver today, and then I'm thinking that McLaren is looking pretty strong for that. If you look at Christian Jami, the definitely the strongest duo for today on track, but we've seen some very different and surprising races in Brazil, so. Also in real life and in league races, so we'll see what this race brings us in the next few minutes.
Yeah, John Wick will be carrying Alpine alone. He takes that Tier 1 seat in the final race of the season as McKender stepped down from his seat officially, retiring from the F124 game. So, sorry to see him go. Would have liked to seen him on the track for
Yeah, I
one
mean,
last time, but it wasn't to be.
yeah, I think I'll just call them out a bit here, like the other Finnish, my compatriots. Like, why would you just completely skip this last race of the season? It is the last race of the season, last race of this game, pretty much. Just drive. We would have had like 5 more drivers easily by that if the Finnish boys actually drove instead of hiding under a rock or whatever the hell they're doing today. But yeah, anyway, I think they deserve that. So yeah, I I will probably get some angry messages for saying that out loud, but I just wish that they would have actually driven and the Alpine boys especially just defend this championship to the end. But we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, they're giving me a complex ice because like usually you see a lot of Finnish flags in the lineup, but today I
Yeah.
see none. So sad
Yeah, and I don't
differences.
really get it because, the last goodbye for this game would be the chance to do it here, but
Yeah,
and it's also a good track to finish the had some really good season finishers here, also in real life and also in uh, league racing. So yeah, so usually always good races on here in Brazil.
yeah. So we had to call up a few reserves to fill the spots. So we have Tilda from Tier 2 and Tier 3 joining us in Tier 1. He'll probably be racing all tiers this week. Busy boy. We've also got a new boy, Bobo, who's in chat actually. I don't know if it's Bobo or Bobo, but he's asking, can I reserve help to get the team points? You cannot, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
good luck out there today. And yeah, there is two other reserves, which I can't actually pick out right now. But we'll try to figure that out as the race session begins. So we're heading into qualifying. Brazil, everybody knows this track. It's a classic track, and as you alluded to, yeah, it's a good track to end the season on. Very fast track. Lap times usually around 108 to, if you're very fast like these guys, 106s I saw in practice. Um, one other factor, and I have to bring this up, I don't want to curse the session, but we have hardly had any rain in all the tiers this season. Is this the one where
Yeah.
we're getting a full wet race? Um, we will find out shortly, but I have a feeling rain is gonna, if not today, it's gonna definitely feature in at least one race this week.
Yeah, and it's we've definitely seen it many times in Brazil that you do get rain, and the weather might come into play. So we're about to find out, I guess. And it is overcast, but it's not raining in qualifying at least. So
Yeah.
Not raining yet, at least.
And
Not really
Justin
sure what to make of this weather.
Justin
Dry
says in
race,
chat, dry
okay.
race. So I know we've got Bob in chat as well. Hello to Bob. Tell Epson to take the softs. So yeah, just talking about strategy. We're going to dry race, so it's going to be medium hard. I mean, you can do soft medium. You can do soft hard. You do have a bit of choice, but the softs tend to fall off after about lap 4. And as you get later into the stint, I mean, you really want to run them to around about lap 12, 14, 16 if possible. But yeah, once you get to double digits, those tires are not the tire to be on. We have more information on the weather though. Game says 15 minutes rain.
Okay, so weather might actually come into play, and I also read that it could rain in 10 to 15 minutes in qualifying as well. So I think everybody wants to get out there ASAP to get some kind of a banker in, because if it starts raining, yeah, the first laps here could be very first timed laps here could be very important now.
Yeah, out will be what the engineers are screaming in the ears. You want to get out and get a lap in, just in case our rent does start a bit earlier. And you can see the weather from Justin's cockpit view here. Sky's very grey looking, and yeah, it could rain. It could rain any second, really.
We could pick up John Wick on first lap here on the session. He's opening it up onto the, well, main straight. Then this uphill, and the DRS opens right here, and then you take a wide line to try and maximize your approach speed in the first corner. Senna assist, brake at about 50 meters very late into the corner. Do not overshoot on the first apex to get a good line through second part of this chicane, and then it's flat out through this turn 3, and DRS open once again, going up to 320 kph, brake at about 100 meters, Descida del Lago, so there's a lake on the right-hand side over there, and then John Wick is already on his way toward Ferradura. This is flat out on the entry, and actually it looks like it's flat out pretty much through all the way in qualifying trim at least. And then the 8 and 9 in the middle sector here. This is very tricky on traction here, and braking here for his turn 10 is also very crucial. Seems pretty good for John Wick, and John Wick hasn't really raced in the last few races, has he? But good to see him on track again. 51.9. Let's try and keep that as some sort of a reference of what we're about to see on this lap. And John Wick opens DRS, dives toward the finish line, and it's a 1:08.1 as a bank curve, and it is immediately beaten by Bobo, who is one of the new boys we've never seen on track in SLR before, so that's a pretty good opener for him. But Alex Norris smashes that by almost 1 second after that, so that's directly into the 106.
Wow, 106.9, words across the line, 108.2, and we've got Justin somewhere in the background. There's quite a number of drivers on the start-finish straight already, but yeah, Alex Norris, 106.9, he holds pole for now, but I think that's all about to change if past races are anything to go by. And yet, Justin, oh my word, the slimmest of slim margins.
And as we said, these could be very, very crucial laps, because if it is going to rain early on in the session, we'll see what happens. But Bailey Thompson, he's still on an out lap, so he wasn't really in a hurry to get out. So maybe if the rain is coming in about 10 minutes or something, you still might have time for another run at least to do that. And it is very close up there at the front, so millisecond between 1 and 2, and then Christian is less than a tenth from them.
Yeah, Alex Norris, I didn't really talk about him, but his TT time was pretty insane. I saw him in practice once during the week, and yeah, he was rapid. He may well be the main contender for pole here against Justin, as Kevin goes across the line. 8.4 for him. That's P10 in this session. But yeah, I'm going to join Bailey Thompson. He is making his way into Sector 2 here, so see how he's doing. 17.2 for the first sector. No idea if that's fast or not.
It's a tiny bit faster than Justin, so it's very good.
Yeah, and in practice, Bailey was opting for lower wing setups. So in the in section here, all this tight, twisty section of the track, might lose a bit of time to Justin, but on the start-finish straight, he can make all that time up. And yeah, he just has one last corner. The final corner is quite crucial as it leads on to the start-finish straight. And he gets a bit twitchy on entry there, but early on the power.
Right on the money.
Yeah, let's go. This could be good.
And across the line, let's see where he heads up. Is he able to beat Justin or Alex Norris? Not quite, so he loses a little bit of time in the final sector there. He was right matching Justin at that second sector split there, so maybe a small mistake in the final corner. And if you make that mistake in the final corner, it'll cost you all the way for that section to the finish line. So yeah, Bailey in P5, but only less than 3/10 from the lead of the fastest time in the session.
Yeah, and sector 3, like you're saying there, it is literally just the final corner, and that makes it super crucial as you're running out onto the start-finish straight, so you have to have all your I's dotted. And Eversnack's currently heading into that final corner that we're talking about. Takes it nice and easy there. That's it. You just want to swing.
He was kind of out of control there, actually, in my opinion. But yeah, let's see what he can do there, because he was like sliding on the entry. But let's see what the time is. It's an 8-1, so yeah, that cost him quite a bit of time there. So he was about 7/10 of the fastest time in that second sector split, and that slide into the final corner, I think, cost him about 3 or 4/10 more.
Yeah, and the good thing about Brazil is you get 4 sets of tires here, 4 sets of softs if you go for the soft balance, softer tire balance, but you can get 4 runs in. You can even...
Yeah, unless it starts raining.
Unless it starts raining, yeah. But I mean, you do also have the option of, if you invalidate your hot lap run, you can just back out of it and go for another run once you get the ERS charged up. John Wick is on a lap here. We're going to get a Sector 2 time shortly. This was a track. I remember you being pretty good at this track in your day, bro.
Qualifying, I've never really been very good here, but yeah, it's a fun track to drive for sure. But yeah, qualifying has always been my Achilles heel on this and also many other tracks, to be honest. And John Wick is gonna pit. He wasn't really improving there. Kind of messed up the final corner a bit there. But I think there's also Jamie on a lap. He's up on his time, just under a 10th away from the fastest time into Sector 1. Approaching Sector 2 split, and it is up on his time, and I think this is actually the fastest. It's even saying purple on the map there, so this could potentially be threatening the top 3 on this lap. Jamie blasting the whatever is left of his ERS toward the line, and it's not quite enough to go anywhere, so he stays 4th, improves by a 10th, but stays 4th.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for Jamie, but he will have that delta.
Yeah, Christian coming to the line, he's also improving, and he takes that provisional pole by 6.900, immediately beaten by Alex Norris, over a 10th between them, and also Justin in between there into P2. So yeah, fast changes there at the top of the field. So Alex Norris claims provisional pole for now.
Did we just miss something there? Was there a bit of slipstream going on? Because Justin and Alex, they almost finished at the same time there.
I wonder if they're just, because if it's actually gonna start raining, they were probably just in a hurry to get there, and I think maybe Alex Norris just started his lap very close to Justin and could have potentially benefited there a bit. I don't think I don't think there's any rule against that in SLR, or is there? I'm not sure.
No, there isn't currently. No, it's never really been that big of an issue.
So as long as you don't get in the way of anybody, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, just very interesting there. Billy is on a lap here. Should get a Sector 2 time coming up soon. He's another guy who was practicing with Christian and Jamie all week and on pace with them.
Yeah, Bailey is not gonna do anything special on this lap. He was about 2.5 tenths off in Sector 1, so this is not gonna amount to a lot. He's still sort of pushing in medium ERS, so I don't think he's really gonna go for it. Yeah, 8 tenths off, so Bailey we'll have to pit and see if there is time to go again before the rain hits.
He might even stay out, actually. I think that's what he's going to do, yeah, but he's kind of compromised his ERS. He's already 80% crossing the line. ERS is key here.
Yep,
And
Night Owl also on a lap. He doesn't have a time on the board yet. I saw he had some kind of connection issue. 51.3, that's pretty decent, although he kind of struggles in that final corner also. But this could be somewhere around Lepson maybe if he finishes this lap well. Bobo in the meanwhile hops up to P6. Let's see where Night Owl hops, and he goes to P6 now. So tightens that top 10 even further.
wow. And I think even Lepson improved there on a time because he is now ahead of Kit. Kit was P6 there. I was about to compliment him, but he's now P9, so I'll withhold that compliment for now.
Yeah, first snacks on an invalidated lap, so that's not gonna help him. I think Kevin has also started a lap. I'm just checking. So he's done his personal best sector 1, which is a couple of tenths off the the best time in that sector. But he's up on his time, so I wonder if there's anybody else on a lap at this stage. So Bailey Thompson pitted. He did not try another lap on those tires in the end. But let's see what Kevin can do into Sector 2. I think he's pretty much the only car on a lap right now. 2 tenths up. So possibly able to hop into the top 10 here. DRS open. Across the line, let's see where this is. 107.9, and he's 11th, so just behind John Wick.
Yeah, and the Mercedes teammate of Wirch also just making his way to the line. There's a car off to the side there, trying to get out of the way. Interesting, but here we go. Wirch across the line. Does not, well, he improves slightly on his time, but not his position. The top 4 though are out on track, all starting their hot lap run. I don't think it's going to be the last hot lap run, but we'll keep an eye out for that rain.
Yep, Jamie has invalidated, so has Christian, so is anybody really actually on a lap? Justin, I think, is improving, so he could potentially do something about Alex Norris's time, so both McLarens have invalidated their runs already.
Yep, looked like Justin was slightly up in Sector 1. Alex Norris into Sector 2, but yeah, I'll stay with Justin for now. And you can see
Alex
this
Norris blisteringly fast in Sector 1. He's 10th up on his time. Justin 2 tenths up, so yeah, this is gonna be between these two guys. That's what it looks like, unless the McLaren boys can find another lap in those tires that they're running on. And Justin across the line should potentially get the provisional pole here, and he does indeed. 6.6 is now the time to beat. But what is Alex Norris gonna do? He's 3 tenths up. This is absolutely incredible. So he's gonna go into, could he even go into the low 106s, or at least below 106.5? And if he's 3 tenths up, let's see what he can do. ERS is all out when he comes to the line, and he does have 106.5, and he's 1.5 tenths ahead of Justin. That's a lap and a half.
That is a crazy lap time from Alex Norris. Wow, yeah.
Thompson invalidates.
I'm not sure. I'm looking at Christian. I'm not sure if he's starting another lap. I think Jamie's about to head back to the pits. Maybe. It's hard to tell, actually.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check here. Christian is, I think, on a lap. He's 6/1000th of a second up on his best time at the moment. But yeah, let's see what he can do. This is the second lap on these tires, so they've maybe lost the best edge they've had, but he's on his way anyway through Sector 2, turn 10. Pick up the throttle, and then full throttle downhill toward the Sector 2 split. Let's see what it is. It's 1.5 tenths up, so he's doing well on this lap. And but he needs a bit more to be able to challenge anybody ahead of him. Let's see what this last sector brings him. He does not entirely run out of ERS here, so, and it's raining now, Chief, also, if you look at the halo on Christian's car, so it is raining. Christian improves, but stays third.
Okay, so let's see. Jamie was, he did improve his time, but he wasn't improving his position, unfortunately. Unable to get into the 6s, and it looks like he's not going to do that now that the rain is coming down. Bailey Thompson on a lap here. Let's go on board with him and see how these conditions are affecting.
Yeah, he's 2/10 off in the first sector, so I honestly think that this was it. I don't think there's anybody. Let's see, Lepson. Lepson is like potentially up a little bit, but he was sliding so much out of that final corner that I don't think he's going to be able to improve on this lap. So I think this might have been it with the rain inbound.
Oh.
No, Lepson actually does improve by 11 one-thousandths of a second, but stays 8. Yeah.
Yeah, and
but yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think this is it, and yeah. So I think this is the grid for the race. Alex Norris on pole, just in second, and then the McLaren boys third and fourth, and they actually have to look at the standings now, because if Justin is ahead of them and wins this race, for example. Yeah, I think we'll have to wait to the end and see what it is, because it's only 6 points between them, but it's not looking good for Alpine, that's for sure, because John Wick down in P10, the only Alpine driver in this race, and they're leading by 9 points, but it's kind of looking like Alpine will not win the championship today.
And Christian overtook Billy in the pit entry there. That was interesting.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. It might have been a bit of a dangerous driving thing in real life, but I think here it's fair enough.
Yeah, so Alex Norris, I think that's his second pole this season, if I'm not mistaken. He has not won a race, though.
No. Kind of been a fast driver, but sort of I don't know, maybe the racecraft has not quite been there for him to win the races yet, but we'll see. He starts on the best position for this race, of course, so
yeah,
pole position.
Bob in chat saying that's some crazy times. I agree, that is insane time. As you can see, he's 1/10, almost 1.5, yeah, 1.5 faster than Justin. And on a short track like this, I mean, that's quite a gap.
Trying to check if I think we drove Brazil in LOR Tier 1, which I usually always like consider the gold standard of you know, pace wise, but yeah, I don't think they drove Brazil at all in LOR in this game, so I can't really compare this to anything right now, but yeah, those are for sure some really fast times.
Well, here's one for you guys. Finley Smith is still out on track doing a lap, and he has no lap time. Is he going to go faster than Tilda? I don't think so, but...
No, no way.
Yeah,
still going at least, but in a very laggy way, to be honest, but it's like the cross-play stuff, I guess. Just cross-play things. It's still going, it's not like too slippy yet, but let's see, 52.4, so no, I don't think this is... We'll see what it is. He could maybe threaten Tilde with this lap, let's see. 8.6, so across the line, Finlay Smith, he will get a time on the board, but it's not quite enough to beat Tilde, but it was closer than I thought it would have been, so yeah, he's 15.
Yeah, might be one to watch in the race. Seemed like he had pace.
Yep.
Just not. It didn't have the right conditions to show off his pace, but.
Yeah. And I think he also like joined late or something, because didn't we have like 14 drivers and now we have 16? So we got both Finleys actually, Finlay Smith and Apex Finlay. So I think both of those guys joined mid-quali.
Good stuff. 16 drivers. Yep. Bobo in chat making his debut performance in Tier 1, so good luck, man, and he says let's make it a good one. And at least I'm the fastest PlayStation guy.
Surprisingly, like if you look at the gaps, we're talking about a really short lap here in Brazil, and surprisingly big gaps there in the times. But yeah, onward to the race. Looks sunny, but we have some information that it could rain at some point in the race.
Yeah, I think...
If I understood right what they said in the chat Or was it...
The game said 15 minutes of rain, but I think he was talking about the
was it
race.
for quali? Was it for quali or race? I'm not sure.
Oh, this is what he said. The game says 15 minutes rain, and then he says, and rain in 10-15 minutes on quali. So I think that does mean...
Cool.
Although, I mean, it's very blue skies, but we'll keep an eye on that as the drivers
Yep.
are now setting their fuel load, their strategies. What do you reckon? I think most people are going to stick to medium hard, hard medium, but there's going to be a few soft guys out there, I'm sure.
I guess it also depends on if the rain is coming. When does it come? Do you want to stick on a set of slicks that will get you to rain? That would all usually be the best strategy. But yeah, we'll see if the rain comes.
I think
and when it comes.
The mediums would be a safe bet, I reckon. But yeah, you often do see people just trying different things in league racing, just depending on where they are and what their pace is at. Like the likes of Finley, might go for that soft tire, you know.
Yeah, and those guys who are like close to each other, the teammates, McLaren, for example, do they split the strategy? Do they want to try something else with the other car? We're about to find out.
Yep, it's the last race of the season, and here we go.
I'll let you take it away, Chief.
Okay.
Go for it, please.
4 lights, 5 lights, and we're about to get underway. We are underway. Alex Norris leads us down to turn 1. Looks like Justin got a good start as well, but Alex Norris clearly goes into the lead. He holds the lead going into turn 1, comes out of turn 3 in the lead. Justin 3/10 behind, so great start from Alex Norris. Is there anything happening at the back, guys?
Yeah, plenty actually. The McLarens have swapped places, I think, so jamming up the P3 and then big fighting in the background there. So a mixture of tires actually at the front, and Alex Norris got a great start because he is on the mediums. Then there's 5 guys behind him on the hard tire, so that's why he got such a great launch off the line.
Good stuff, yeah.
But it looks pretty clean. I don't think there was any real contact in the background. I can't see anybody with damage or that sort of trouble. The Haas boys are fighting quite hard in the background there. Finlay Smith trying to find a way through Eversnacks, who is up to P9. So yeah, a pretty clean start, I would say.
Yeah, so Finlay Smith went for the hards, and he had an amazing start. He's up to P10 already. Yeah, DRS train's already forming here. I think it's one DRS train for now, but I think it's going to, as Finlay Smith goes for a move on his teammate, and I don't think Eversnacks was willing to fight that too much. Eversnacks, though, is coming under attack from, who is that, John Wick? And they're going side by side through turn 2, turn 3, and it looks like, yeah, John Wick gets that move done.
Yeah, Eversnacks doesn't really want to give this up, though, and there's, who is that also? There's a Bobo in this fight also, and Eversnacks and Bobo, a little bit of contact there. There's a lot of wheel banging between these 3 guys. in the last 3 corners there, and Bobo trying to go on the outside, but you can't really go anywhere there into Ferradura, so Eversnack stays 11th for now. But John Wick kind of just stuck his nose in there in turn 1 and just kept it there, and he's up to P10.
Yep, and I mean, obviously you do want to fight for position, especially at the start of a race, but you don't want to fight too much because it can cause you your DRS, you to lose DRS. I just saw Apex Finley joining the session there as well. So he's currently P13. Might not actually be driving that car, so that might be the first gap we see appear over 1 second. Currently 9/10 as Justin Erd sets the pace up front. He's going for the move on Alex. He's done it inside, and that's one and done. But I tell you what, the fact that there's 2 DRS straights, Alex Norris might well come back at him. He's very close on the back of Justin. He's using overtake. He doesn't have much ARS left though. Switches down to none, back to medium. So, and Justin's light is flashing there just through the corner. Gets back on the ARS and is leading this race.
Yeah, and there's a massive fight for P10 in the background. There's a between Bobo, John Wick, and Eversnacks, and they were just side by side through the entire first half of the lap there. So Bobo is up to P10 now, John Wick down to P11, and Eversnacks trying to find a way through also in P12. So yeah, big fighting there for the last points bank position at the moment, and they've also dropped out of DRS as a result of this battling, and I don't think they will really easily be able to catch up to that either, because Bobo is basically out of battery here.
Yeah, so that's our first break from this DRS train. So DRS train 1, P1 to P9, and then P10 to the rest. Billy Thompson doing well here. He's on those hard tires, so keeping up with Christian, Jamie and co. Alex Norris, have to say, he's pro. Oh, Apex Finley left the session again, so he's having some connection issues. So unfortunate for him. But yeah, it's all change up front again. Alex Norris. I don't know why this camera is shaking so viciously.
Yeah, it's I have this same lag weird thing, like it's just bizarre, and I think the cars are overall like lagging very much for me on my screen at least. So
it's a shame because I love that overhead shot, but yeah, it's very jittery.
Yeah.
The cameraman's got the DTs, I think.
Well, I mean, you know, in a couple of weeks we're gonna get the new game and everything is fixed, right? So
it's gonna be great. Yeah.
I'm sure. Anyway, but you know, like the best thing about that new game coming up is that will we get Tipsy Bob back on track?
Yes, I think we will. I'll tell you something else. He sent me a DM, says, "Do you want to be my teammate next season?" So watch out for that. As Justin goes for it, he takes the lead again. These guys are just working together at this point, I think. Alex Norris not fighting that too hard, and yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to use this opportunity to save a bit of ERS, and yeah, Justin happy to pull the train for now. Alex Norris looking for like he's going to go for the move again. This is a bit of fighting though. This wasn't part of the plan. Alex Norris wanting this win today. I think he got the pull, but he's going to have to work even harder for this race win with Justin right behind him.
And Norris is kind of on the worst strategy if it does not rain, so we'll see what he can do with those mediums. I actually have absolutely no idea how long can you go on those mediums. Do you have some kind of experience about that, Chief? Because I have really not done any laps on this track, to be honest, in this game.
Yeah, I mean the hards go all day, but yeah, mediums. Tilda. Almost losing a back ender. Yeah, the hards go all day, but mediums, I would say like 14 to 16 laps. You can extend them a little bit, yeah, but they do tend to lose a lot of pace later on in their life, I should expect. Justin, who's this? Oh, it's Jamie, very close on the back of Alex Norris. Alex Norris under Fred for now. Is Jamie going to engage all this ERS he's saved up? He's not. He's happy to sit behind for now. Yeah, I was going to say as well, Tipsy Bob pointing out, Eagle-Eyed Bob. Tilda has front wing damage here, bit of end plate missing.
Yeah, that's right. Tilda has picked up damage somewhere on the early laps, and yeah, I'm just following the McLaren boys on board here, and it kind of looks like that they're really just driving for that team championship here today, and not really want to take any unnecessary risks. But the problem for them is that they have somebody who's very hungry for a race when Bailey Thompson behind them, and he's not gonna let these guys off the hook that easily. So I'm sure we're gonna see some sort of an attack from Bailey at some point. Bailey also, well, like the McLaren boys also, but like full battery on the tank, in the tank.
Yeah, just biding their time. We saw this in the last race. The McLaren guys were happy enough to sit behind in Miami for a while, but as we got towards the end of the race, they had to switch it up a level. And we might be seeing similar tactics today as, oh my word, Christian almost running into the back of Jamie into turn 1 there.
Yeah, I think it's Alex Norris is kind of causing that mayhem there because he's running really low on ERS, and Jamie was just too close to the back of him, and that kind of causes a concertino effect behind him. And what? I see like weird debris flying there out of the cars, but I think that wasn't really anything. It just looked like there was some kind of weird debris flying out of the car, but yeah, that was just Codemaster's moment, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything looks fine, so I don't know. It just looked like there was some kind of dark debris flying off the car.
Yeah, I've noticed that before, yeah, in certain parts of the track, you just get this, it looks like carbon fiber flying up. Yeah, Kit P9. The Red Bull V car right behind Finley Smith.
And we can't really count the RB guys out of this either, because Kit is in the points at the moment. Justin, should you say Justin is going to win this race anyway, or maybe. So yeah, I don't know. We're really gonna have to be careful.
Oh,
with the
big
points at
fight,
the end.
and there's a car off. It's Eversnacks. He's in the wall.
Aye, aye, aye.
And I think it was, yeah, it was just like 3 cars trying to make it through turn 1 there. But just on the entry, and Eversnacks, I think he might have got a wheel in the dirt. And that was enough to lose it under braking. So he's down to P14. That's going to be super frustrating because he did have pace here today. As he tries to get at least 1 position back from Kevin. And is back up to P13, but yeah, he is now 6 seconds behind the guys he was battling against the last lap.
And the next guy at the drop out of DRS train is Lepson, and Lepson actually makes a mistake and lets Finley and Kit both through there because of that. So, but they are 3.2 seconds away now from Night Owl, which is pretty crucial here. I think these guys will have a lonely race from here.
Yeah, and this is around the point, Ice, where the hards become the better tire, as you can see. Justin overtaking Alex Norris, so we'll keep an eye on that as Alex Norris drops down to P3. Jamie goes through with Justin, and that might be a crucial move from him, as Jamie might even make a move on Justin. I think he won't. I think he might just hang back here, but he is engaging ERS.
Yeah, Alex Norris actually, he seems to have less wing than these boys because he's approaching the back of Jamie. But Alex Norris, I think his trouble is that he hasn't really been able to, you know, gather up that ERS back. And he's still pretty low on that. And behind him he has Christian, who has pretty much a full battery. So let's see, Alex Norris might actually come under threat here again. And he is on those medium tires, which will start feeling the punishment a bit more at this stage, as you say.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've noticed, Ice, but Alex Norris is going medium in the midfield section of this track, whereas most of the drivers around him are happy to go into none. So that's why you're seeing that discrepancy in the ERS usage.
Christian is engaging overtake for a bit there, and he wants to get this move done. Let's see if it's enough. He is blasting overtake, and is it going to be enough to overtake Alex Norris into turn 1? Alex Norris also tries to challenge Jamie there, but Christian on the inside, will he be able to take that position? I don't think he will be, because he was forced on the outside for the next corner, and yeah, Christian cannot make that move, at least yet. And he had to use a lot of battery to try that move, so I think Alex Norris is running quite low wing in that Aston Martin today.
Yeah, there's quite a few DRS trains. You can see it on the track map. There's, what's that, 4 or 5 groups of DRS trains. Obviously, we want to keep an eye on the lead pack here, but there is a lot to play for throughout this race field at the minute.
Yeah, and I honestly think like Kit might be one of the key players here for that team championship, because he's now fighting for P7 against Finlay Smith here. And if he can turn that table and, you know, be 7th at the end, Justin wins, as we predict might happen, that could still turn the team championship to RB even. So yeah, we'll have to watch this all the way to the end here.
Yeah, and Kit currently has a lot of ERS, which I imagine he's going to engage on the next ERS track and get that move on Finlay done. Although he might be happy enough to follow. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because Finlay seems to have pretty good pace here, and Kit might be content to just stay behind there. And Lepson's still actually hanging on well also on those mediums. So Lepson also, I think, doing a pretty good job on those medium tires and against these fast boys.
Yep.
Although Lepson has had to use a lot of charge to stay there, but he's still there in that train.
Alex Norris, now and none in the midsection, so he's twigged on there. Maybe he's listening to the stream. But yeah, I think you kind of, I mean, it gives you such an advantage just having that little bit more ERS to defend and attack with. But as I mentioned, the medium tires, yeah, they're definitely falling off right now. He is in a vulnerable spot, but the longer he can hold in with these guys, the better. He might even extend the medium run.
And Christian kind of crucially does not really get the best of exits onto the main straight ever from Jungao at the bottom of the hill there. So yeah, I don't know. It's not easy for Christian to make this move, at least as Jamie actually takes the lead of the race from Justin. But is Justin gonna take it back here? No, I don't think so. He will just stay behind and charge that ERS back.
Yeah, and look at the ERS difference between Jamie, 30%, Justin 84%. So yeah, Justin is just biding his time here and using this opportunity to harvest all that ERS. He's actually 100% heading into the midfield section
Oh,
in none. Oh my word.
yeah, there was a bit of contact at the back there. Actually, Alex Norris struggling to turn the car into turn 8, and yeah, Christian actually ran into the back of him a bit there. So luckily, no issue for either of them from that small contact, I think.
Yeah, one driver we haven't.
Not,
I was gonna maybe you were
yeah.
just about to say this, but Nidal P6.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. We have this kind of a next level connection, Chief. But yeah, I was about to say that Night Owl is doing really well there in P6.
Yeah, he's just hanging
we
back
have a
quite low in ERS.
change in the lead again.
Just in the lead, so he's going to maybe use his ERS to try to build a gap, I'd imagine, but I don't know. What are you thinking? Is it too difficult to break away? Is he just going to play the game here, the long game?
I mean, Justin, if they give him that chance to break away, he will do that, as we saw last week, right? So he had that one chance where they were fighting hard behind him, and Justin saw that the gap was 0.8 seconds or something, and then he just full attacked the last few corners and made the break. But I think on this track it will be even more difficult to do that. So yeah, I think for now Justin's strategy is just to stay in play and yeah, show that pace that he has had all season, all 4 seasons, the last 4 seasons or whatever it's been now. So and just you know, make the right choices on the final laps and win the race. But yeah, we still have not even close to halfway actually, at 1/3 way.
Oh,
now, so,
yeah. And Alex Norris pulls into the pit, so lap 12, and he pulls the gun, he pulls the trigger. That indicates to me that there is no rain coming. We may have been trolled by Justin. I think he did that once before.
I mean, yeah, but it's like you know the game. But like the icons and what it says on the like the track temperature and stuff, they don't really always, like, they're not really correct, and you don't really know always what's coming. But at the moment, at least, it's full sunshine, no threat of rain at all.
Yeah, I would wager it isn't going to rain, but we'll see. As Alex Norris comes out of the pits with Kevin right behind him. I was going to say, Alex Norris, he's not at disadvantage. He doesn't have DRS, whereas all the top guys, the top 5 guys, well, top 4 out of the top 5 guys have DRS, and then have Justin pulling that train. So that could, that could prove crucial. Even though Alex Norris technically going for an undercut here, he is on the harder tires.
Yeah, he's about 20 seconds away from the lead, pretty much exactly that actually. So the pit stop is about that, and we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that gap. It's actually coming down a bit now, so of course those fresh hards will feel great under his car, and he should lead this race after the front runners will pit. So the question is, how far ahead can he get? And we have a yellow flag, but everybody's going on, so maybe did Eversnacks have some sort of an issue there? Maybe.
I think that was Tilda, who's still out on that damage from wing, so he's carrying a penalty as well. I think this is a recon race for him at this point.
Eversnacks has pitted onto softs, by the way.
Okay.
Curious, I guess.
I mean, that might indicate there is rain on the way. I mean, I do see a giant grey cloud up there, but I do see a lot of blue sky as well.
Definitely not looking like it's gonna rain in the next few laps anyway, but we'll see. So either that's a misclick, or then there could be a threat of rain. Alex Norris certainly doesn't want to take that risk, and he's gone under those hards, and he's picked up about a second on this lap onto the front runner. So he was 20 seconds away. It's about 19 seconds now. So he's coming fast on those hard tires, and we'll see when the leaders decide to pit. Or do they try to hang it out to the possible rain that we're gonna have? But we'll see.
Yeah, Night Owl is now out of DRS range of these lead pack.
Oh yeah.
1.1. I mean, if he uses a bit of ERS, he might be able to catch him up, but he's down to 10%. As my cameraman again vibrating violently. Yeah,
and Night Owl, I think he may have dropped there because Alex Norris dropped, from in between there, and that's gotta cost him. But he has a healthy 8 seconds behind him, so Finlay, Smith, Kit, those guys are not really gonna catch him here by driving at least. So yeah, but I think Nidal will struggle to get back into that train.
Yeah.
He's right there on the limit though.
Yeah, he's
but
caught
I
up
think
a
he will
little
not
bit.
get DRS.
Yeah, 1.0.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be very close coming out of the last corner, but yeah, he's missed out on the DRS for sure that time.
No, he got it. He got it.
Oh, he got it? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, but was 0.997 or something the gap, I think, at the line, so he's just about hanging on there, but he might drop now.
Skin of his teeth as both of the McLarens go past Justin. I don't think Justin wanted that, but it's happened, and Bailey Thompson is very close on the back of Justin as well, so things are starting to heat up here. I think we're gonna see people pitting on this lap, I think, up from the hards.
Yeah, Lepson picks up a 10-second speeding penalty. No, he was doing so well. Ay. That is unfortunate. I'm just picking up on the gap, so Alex Norris has picked up another 1.5 seconds on the leading group. He's about 17.5 seconds away, so I think once the leaders will pit, at the moment he would be about 2.5 seconds ahead, so he should have a healthy-ish lead after the pit stops round, but of course those guys with the fresh mediums or whatever they go on at that stage, they will come really fast toward him at that stage.
And here we're going to see pitting, no one into the pits. I mean, I was wrong. The game says lap 17 is the optimum time.
Oh my word.
Oh jeez. Justin.
And that was, I think that was lag actually, but that looked really weird on the next straight once again. Like, I saw Justin sideways on the straight, but I don't think that was really the case.
Yeah, Justin going to go for the move here, take the lead, and I reckon this might be the lap that we see these guys pitting. Yep. Justin. Already? Yeah, maybe. I think so, yeah. But I'm often wrong, as you rightly know.
No, I'm just kind of thinking about what Alex Norris did, because I guess he wanted to try an undercut or something, because he pitted on lap 12, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Was that early then? Because I honestly don't really know about the strategies on this track. I'm not a great commentator for this race. But
yeah, I think 12, 14 for meetings usually.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah. About on the undercut limit, I guess, to do that, and let's see what the gap is now. It's 15.9, so he should be a few seconds ahead of these guys once they pit. Let's see what they do. Justin will not pit this lap, and I don't think the McLaren boys will either. And Bailey Thompson still following here, but Night Owl has now dropped out of this train. But he's still 9 seconds ahead of Finley and Kit. Still hanging on in P7, by the way. So Kit is, I think, really doing a good job here for that RB team championship chance. That's what I mean.
Yeah, and Justin takes lead of the race, going through the second DRS straight. Lap 19. Are they going to pit this lap? I'm not going to say yes, because they won't. Probably.
I would guess something like 20 or 21, but let's see. Let's see which of us is right. Checking Alex Norris. He's not too far away, by the way, from Finlay Smith and Kit, which might. Let's see if he runs into some kind of trouble there, because he's about 3 seconds away from Kit and catching them really fast at this moment. So if he gets stuck behind them, that's also not going to be great for him. And let's see, we are going to see some pit stops on this lap. So you were right, Chief.
Eventually, it only took 3 laps.
Jamie, yeah, Jamie has to continue, of course, because he's the second McLaren in that train. So Christian will pit first, and Jamie has to go on another lap.
Yeah, Alex Norris already at the start-finish line, so he will pick up, I think, P5 he will come out. Yep, P5. And we will get some idea of the gap that he's been able to create
about
from
5 seconds away, I think. Something like that. Maybe a bit less than that, but let's see what it is where they're coming out of the pit. So it's... when do we actually get the update? So yeah, it's 4.5 seconds, so was close to that 5 that I predicted that it would be. So 4.5 seconds away, and I think, unfortunately for Alex Norris, that's not going to be enough. I think these medium runners will catch up to him quite quickly, especially if they work together there. Jamie going to pit this lap for sure. He has not really pushed this lap or blown his ERS out, so he's kind of confident that he will be able to rejoin that train. But I wonder if he has made a mistake by not pushing there. And let's see where he comes out.
Yeah, it's something I picked up with Justin as well. He entered the pits with almost 90% ERS. I always believed in like a strong in lap, but maybe a strong out lap is what these guys are aiming for.
Kit into the pits also, so he decides to pit this lap. Let's see where Jamie comes out. He's the other trio is blasting down the main straight, and Jamie at the pit exit, and he will not be in the DRS range, I don't think. So he should really have pushed here. I think this might be a bit of a trouble for him, unless he can really attack now in the middle sector and blow his ERS. But I was a bit surprised he did not use that charge on that, you know, that in lap to stay there, because he's now, it's only 6/10 away. But yeah, I feel like that was a bit of a strategic mistake from him.
Yeah, he's going to have to use some of that ERS and use it wisely to get that gap under control. But he, I mean, it might escape him.
To do that.
Yeah,
unless Christian, I don't know if could Christian do something. You know, battle Justin, cause them to lose a bit of time to let Jamie catch up here. He's doing well in this middle sector. He's picked up a couple of tenths, so he's 1.3 seconds away. And let's see if Justin and Christian decide to battle here. But Justin is really pushing here, so he does not want that, actually. Maybe he even knows this situation here and wants to make sure that Jamie does not get into this train again. Because Justin has pushed the fastest lap of the race, and look at the gap now. Jamie has dropped to 2 seconds away because of this, what Justin is doing here.
Yeah.
So that racing brain of Justin is always on.
Oh, Eversnack's with an issue there, coming out of the final corner. He's slow coming on to the start-finish rate, but yeah...
Yeah, Chief, sorry, Kit and Bobo into the turn 1, and Kit is ahead, and that was a bit of a battle there, and Bobo is gonna go for it again because Kit is out of ERS, so Kit will have to overtake him again here. Yeah, and it's the horrible stutter again, this camera, so not gonna look at that. But yeah, there was a big battle there.
Yeah, and look at that gap again. We're going back to Jamie. It's 2 seconds there, I saw it. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but he's so much ERS. I don't understand why he's not engaged that yet. And in an effort to catch that train, or has he just realized it this time? It's not happening.
Yeah, I don't know, but Justin, I think he just picked up on that and just pushed and tried to go away. Or then Justin saw the guys ahead of him, Finlay Smith and Alex Norris. And let's see if Justin can do something here and to drop the rest of the boys out of this train. Finlay Smith picks up 3 seconds ahead of him in turn 1, or turn 2 rather. And Justin, will he go for a move here? He's really close, and he will actually go on the inside. There is not so much space there, but with the grip of those fresh medium tires, he is actually ahead of Finlay Smith on those old hards. And this is actually a bit of a problem now for those. Christian actually makes it through as well, so that's very crucial for Christian. I didn't see that. I thought he would be stuck, and also Bailey Thompson makes it through. So actually, a lot of them are through that obstacle now.
Yeah, and they managed to do that without losing much time to Jamie as well. Yep. Jamie was probably hoping that they would get held up in the infield section, but yeah, I mean those moves from Bailey, Christian, and Justin were very key.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sorry, just go for it, Chief.
Yeah, so Finlay Smith tantalizingly close onto the back of these guys. This might provide a lifeline to Jamie, who now has DRS on the start-finish straight. As Finlay Smith pulls into the pit, so Jamie doesn't have to worry about navigating him. Oh, Finlay Smith, 10-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Oh dear. So that means Kit is effectively P7.
Yeah, Kit is really doing well here actually, and Bailey Thompson also overtakes Alex Norris. So yeah, I don't think Alex Norris' strategy to start on those mediums is going to pay off here. So these medium runners will we'll see. It's still 12 laps to go, so it's a long way to go.
Yeah,
but it just looks like he's going to be in trouble against these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I am actually super surprised. That caught me off guard how quickly they caught Alex Norris and passed him before I'd even realized.
Yeah, but I think that was also down to Justin really just blasting his ERS away and trying to make sure that Jamie is not gonna get into this train. Although Jamie does have sort of a small opportunity here to get back to this with Alex Norris, although now Jamie is completely out of ERS here, so he might actually be in quite big trouble here. Night Owl into the pits, and he will... Where will he come out, actually? He will be pretty close to Kit, I think, actually. No, he should be ahead of him, to be honest. The gap was a bit more than I thought it is.
Yeah, Jamie was 1.2 away from that DRS train, but you just saw the power of the DRS train pull away, and it's now back up to 1.7, 1.8 even.
But I just honestly think his why did he not blast the DRS on that in lap or the out lap either? He just sort of stayed there. Maybe he was just hoping to that the guys will fight ahead and he will be able to just cruise up to them, but yeah, he's gonna struggle to do that now. 1.5 seconds, so he's gaining again in the middle sector because Alex Norris is on those hard tires, which are definitely slower at this stage in the race. But yeah, he's really gonna struggle to get into that leading train again. 1.2 seconds, so he's gonna be tantalizingly close again at the DRS detection point. But I think it's still not gonna be enough, or is it? It might have been.
Oh my
It
word.
is actually, so he will get DRS.
Oh, well played, well played. Yes, he does indeed get DRS, so he's back in the game. Although Alex Norris is falling out of that DRS, Rich.
Yeah, and his, I think crucial for Jamie is that his teammate is now leading this race, so if they are working together here, Christian could potentially hold up these guys a bit, and maybe make sure that Jamie will catch up to this train again. And he might actually be able to do that if he can clear Alex Norris quickly. 1.2, it's just so difficult, you know, Chief. If you have to blow your entire battery, which Jamie has basically had to do here, and now you're just sort of hanging on to that, you're not really able to charge it up either to easily cruise up to that pack. So he gets a bit back here in the middle sector again, but he's still sort of hanging on that DRS range.
Oh, it's gonna be
and
close.
he might get it again.
It's gonna be close.
Seems to get a really good exit here every time, so he might, he should be able to get it again, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely back in it, just by the skin of his teeth. Although Alex Norris is not having a good time out there on those hards. He's starting to fall away, and I think he's going to lose DRS. Maybe this lap, maybe next. Oh, and
Justin, yeah, Justin tries it on Bailey, but doesn't really quite make it stick his nose in there. But Justin has a lot of charge here, and I think he wants to get the move done on Bailey. He's going to be on the inside into turn 4, and what's happening here? Justin on the inside pushes Bailey a bit wide. There's a bit of contact between them, I think, and Justin is still ahead, but Bailey gets ahead there, so Justin just lifts a bit and concedes that position. Maybe he felt like that contact was a bit unfair, so he stays third for now. But this lets Jamie to get back into this train now, this fighting. Yeah. So I'm surprised by that. I was sure that he was gone. But yeah, Jamie has managed to get back here, and he's done a good job at that, because yeah, I was sure that he was out of it.
Yeah, and Jamie, I mean, he's now in contention for a race win here. He hasn't won in Tier 1. I mean, if he does it today, that'll be amazing feat. But look at this, P7 all the way down to P10. These guys are fighting hard, and leading that train is Kit, who, yeah, as we've noted, these points are very valuable for this team, so he wants to bring it home in P7.
Yeah, and there's two guys with 10-second penalties, or actually 13 seconds of penalties on Finlay Smith, so yeah, he's gonna struggle to get any points from this race. Justin does make that move on Bailey now, so he's again tried to attack him at the same place, that second DRS straight, and he's made it stick this time around, but Justin has had to use quite a bit of battery to do that, although he is still doing better than anybody else in this leading train, battery-wise anyway.
Yep, Finlay Smith goes for that position over Kid. As you say, Finlay carrying that 10-second penalty. That's the thing, it's very frustrating when you're the guy in Kit's position, and you know the guy with a 10-second penalty is probably going to finish behind you, but he's fighting you hard and costing you both time. But yeah, I mean, it's a race. What do you expect?
Yeah, but Kit is in a good position here, because I think he kind of did this the previous stint as well, as Alex Norris gets overtaken by Jamie, I think, on the main straight, Alex Norris. And yeah, he concedes that position, as Justin also takes the lead of this race from Christian. So Jamie up to P4, and he is with this train, as and it didn't really look like he would be able to be there a couple of laps ago, but he's still there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, he's
yeah,
got.
sorry, just
Go for it.
yeah. I just wanted to get back to Kit because he was doing this the entire first stint. He was following Finlay Smith, who had great pace on those hard tires at the first stint, and he's gonna probably try to do that again. Stay in that DRS train or DRS of Finlay Smith and try to defend from those behind him, because he does not really have to overtake him with those penalties that Finlay Smith has. And if he's able to finish in P7, we're gonna have to really carefully calculate the points and check who is gonna win the team championship here in the end. So, yeah, exciting last 7 laps to come.
Yeah, and we've also got Wirch and John Wick battling it out for P11, would you believe it? Although that could well be the last points paying position, as P10 as a time penalty of 10 seconds.
Oh, and who was that? I think, oh, it was Tilde, I think, just getting out of the way. He's being waved a blue flag to let the leaders lap him.
So, if you're in this lead DRS pack, obviously you're thinking about ERS and that final attack that you want to make for... Oh, there's a Mercedes off, I think. Is that Kevin, maybe?
I think it was Verge who had an issue, because Kevin is fast approaching him on the straight now. So Verge, I think, had some sort of moment out of the final corner. But yeah, yeah. Whatever were you saying, Chief? About that leading train on ERS or something?
Yeah, the lead pack. I mean, you look at Justin, he's got... He's 100% ERS.
There's a Ferrari there. Kind of in the way, but I think that that's probably Apex Finley's AI, right?
Oh, yes, and ghosting's off, yeah, so...
Yeah.
That is... And there's a car off as well. It's a Haas at the side of the track, I think. Yep. Making... yeah, just getting out of the way of these lead guys, so no harm done for now. Alex Smith, though, is, again, in that danger zone. He's about to lose DRS. He might lose it for the second DRS trip, but yeah... I was just basically...
Enough with that exit.
I was just going to say, though, you know, this lead pack, obviously you're starting to think about ERS and that final attack. I mean, if I'm looking at Jamie, he's very low in ERS. He's done great to get back in range of the lead car, but yeah, I mean, are you not thinking at this point, just recharge, that's your priority?
Yeah, I'm thinking that the McLaren boys, I don't know what kind of a calculator do they have in their heads for this race, but I think if they finish like this 2nd and 4th, that should be enough to cover their championship, you know, on the team side. So let's see what they decide to do. You've told me that Jamie is hungry for a win. Bailey is gonna be hungry for a win. But yeah, Justin is leading, and he somehow again managed to just, you know, gather a full battery here. So yeah, he's just, I don't know. Christian will take a lead in this race, and also Bailey Thompson goes for it. A bit of a dive on the inside there. He has so much overspeed on Justin there, because Justin
Christian,
did not have DRS at first.
Yeah, Christian compromised his exit there. He went wide for turn 1, and that's going to compromise him all the way down to turn 4. Bailey Thompson going for it. Justin as well on the outside. No room on the left. Tries on the right hand side, but yeah, Bailey is now leading this race, and he's used all his ERS up, guys.
Yeah, Jamie was also on the inside of Justin tries it on the inside into Ferradura, not quite. That would have been a move and a half if he tried that, and he's kind of looking all over the place, like Christian fighting the car a bit ahead of him, and Justin just trying to scare them into a mistake here. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting finale, to be honest.
Yeah, and
for McLaren it should be enough for, I think, my mathematics is maybe not the strong suit here, but I think if they are 2nd and 3rd or 4th, then that's for sure going to be enough.
Yeah, keep an eye on Jamie here in the straight. He's a lot of ERS, and he's using overtake. He's back to hot lap mode, but he will have DRS. Is he going to go for something? And Bailey Thompson is coming under attack here. He's dropping down. Justin probably going to go through on the inside. He tries it. Is he going to be able to manage it? Oh, Bailey gets sent out wide. A little bit of wheel banging, I think. I saw some contact. But both drivers making it through. Justin up to P2. Christian holding on to the lead for now. And Tilda out of the race in the pits.
Yep, that's right. And the leading quartet are still on their way, and all this fighting has cost them a little bit of time, so Alex Norris hasn't really dropped that far that far behind them, but yeah, this is going to be a really interesting finale. Who will win this race? And it's sort of Justin. You would say Justin, but I think on this track it's all going to come down to where will you be when the final lap starts, because the DRS is really strong here.
Yep, and Jamie up to 76%, so he's trying to pick his opportunity here. Billy 44% ERS, Justin up to 70%, and he's going to go for a move on Christian, who is on 35%. So lap 34, 2 more after this, and it's starting to get very hot under the collar, as I see Tilda's car just pull off ahead there, thankfully.
And there's a yellow flag there now, so if you go for an overtake, you might actually end up with an illegal overtake, but I think it just vanished just before he made that move. So, yeah, Justin takes the lead of the race.
Yeah, and for Justin, he's thinking he wants these guys to fight behind him, meaning he can scarper up the road, but I think these guys are wise to it by now. We've seen it happen all season. But yeah, we're fighting for podium. We're fighting for the win here. It's all on the table, and look how close they are coming out of that. It's a McLaren sandwich for Billy right now.
Christian's struggling with his car a bit here, so I think he might be struggling on those tires a bit more than the others are. So he's sliding a bit more. We'll get DRS, of course, here. Justin leading this race, and we have 2 laps to go after this one when they cross the line here, and Christian is going to come close to Justin but will not attack on this lap, and I don't think we're going to see any position changes on this particular lap on the main straight. And once again Christian struggling a bit in turn 1, first of all under braking and then going back on the power, but yeah. Just 2 laps to go, Chief.
Yep, and there is some action further back. It's John Wick overtaking Lepson for that P10 spot on track. So John Wick on old tires in the points, and yeah, there is quite a bit of fighting going on behind as well. Lepson in the pit, so he might have picked up damage. 10-second penalty, probably going to retire. Does indeed. He is out of the race.
That's a shame. He was doing so well, but yeah, unfortunate end for Lepson's race.
Yeah, shout out to Bobo as well, or Bobo. In P9 currently, and still, yeah, he's going to pick up points in his first race in Tier 1.
And Kit will have to be careful with him behind him, because Kit is on those old mediums, and Bobo behind him on those hard tires. And does Kit actually? No, Kit drops it on the exit of. He's dropped it on the exit of 10. Just got a little bit of wheel spin and just gone wide there. I could not believe my eyes when I saw there. But yeah, word. Kit has dropped to P9, so he's definitely not gonna finish P7.
Oh my word! And we're on the last lap, Ice. It's happening. Justin is leading the charge, but Christian right up his gearbox. Billy Thompson as well. Jamie is there in the background lurking. If anyone makes a mistake, they're all ready to pounce. And I think Justin has this in the bag. 57% ERS. Is in none, we'll harvest, and then we'll just blast it all the way down the straight. It's going to be a drag race to the finish line here, but I think Justin might well do it. Who is going to pick up the rest of the podiums though? Christian and Billy looking the best for now. Jamie in P4, is he got enough ERS to make something stick? Is he going to get a good run out of the last corner? Justin with a 4/10 gap on the run down, and what a season it's been for Justin. He ends it how he'd like to have started it. He didn't quite win the first race, but it's another victory for Justin Aerts. Christian does pick up P2, Billy gets P3, and Jamie in the end with an emphatic P4. Alex Norris as well held on well to get that P5 spot, and Knight all crossing the line. First of the Ferraris in P6. Finley Smith with his time penalty, how is it going to affect his finishing position? We're going to see Boo Boo move up to P7, I think. Yep, Boo Boo P7, Kid P8. Finley dropping down the order. I think he's going to finish there. It's John Wick then who will pick up P10 in the end. So solid performances all round for those guys. And yeah, get that calculator out, Ice. Who is winning the constructors?
It is McLaren, if I'm not mistaken. So, and barring any, if there are not any FIA penalties or something after the race, but they get 30 points, 18 plus 12, and they were 6 points ahead of Racing Bulls, and I think they will actually score 1 point more than Racing Bulls did here. So, and Alpine only scored 1 point, right? So yeah, that means that McLaren should be the constructors' champions, but I would wait for the official results before you actually believe me. But I think that should be the reality.
Yep, there we go. Justin on the top step. We've come accustomed to this particular image. But yeah, Christian P2 in the end. Won last week. But P2 today. Bailey Thompson as well. It's been a great return to racing for Bailey Thompson. Didn't quite get the win this season, but joined late in the season and has racked up a good points tally. Jamie as well.
I would think
P4.
If you want to play like the if game for a little bit, like if Bailey would have been able to get Christian and Kit would have been able to hang on it at P7, I think we might have been actually pretty close to even. But as it is, the McLaren should be pretty easily the champions because I think they score equal points, so they should win this by 6 points over Racing Bulls.
Okay, there you go. Right. Well, let's see if we can get a chat with some of those top guys across the line. But yeah, I mean, like, let's just talk about the season. What a season from Tier 1. We've had really good attendance. I think today might have been the lowest attendance of all season long, and you kind of expect that
Where
anyway.
you Finns.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be back. Yeah.
Shaking my head. SMH my head.
Right, let's bring in Justin. It's going to be the final interview of the season. You finished how you would have liked to have started that one. That's what I said in stream. I thought that was quite good. I was going to say you finished how you started, but you didn't. You finished on a win. Yeah, I mean, it was tough out there today. I mean, were you worried at all, or were you cool, calm, and collected across the line there?
A bit of both. I felt like I was pretty happy with my strategy of being the leading car heading into the final lap because of my freakishly low wings. But for some reason, well, not for some reason, but for the final 3 laps, my tires just dropped off. So it kind of got worrying how I couldn't comfortably create a gap leaving the final corner every time. And to the point where Christian even was side by side with me into turn 1, but managed to stay ahead.
Yeah, some incredibly close racing there. I mean, could have went wrong at any point, but you guys always seem to pull it off. Side by side, racecraft, top tier as always. Justin, I have to ask, so it's been a long season, not quite as long as some seasons we've had in SLR, but I mean, give us your high point and your low point.
High point, winning the championship. Yeah, definitely. Why not? It was a pretty good. Japan as well. I enjoyed that race. Low point, probably Singapore, just because I did all the hard work only to mess it up on the final lap. But we don't talk about that. So yeah, those would be my 2 highlights.
Yeah, just showing you were slightly human in that race. Yeah, so I mean, I can't ask you about next week's race because there is no race next week.
No.
But we will of course be coming back soon. I would say soon enough. When the new game drops. I mean, what's your take on the new game? Are you hyped for it, or are you done?
Cautiously optimistic, let's say. The beta was alright, but the beta's the beta compared to the final game.
Yeah, a lot of hope out there for this new game. I've heard some good things, but yeah,
can't really be much worse, can it? But, like,
yeah,
exactly.
There is that angle, yeah. But Justin, it's been an absolute pleasure, man, calling your races. Some really incredible victories. You just seem to have a knack for just playing, the race strategy right, attacking at the right time, and just doing your homework when it comes to strategies and the like. So I mean, there's not much I can say other than great season, great win today. And were you worried though when you saw Alex Norris 1:10 faster in quali?
No.
No. Okay.
No. No. He put a good lap. Respect to him. I'm not gonna say my lap was bad and say I could have been better or whatnot, but no, I think I did the most I could with my race setup on the lap. But no, to be fair, he was only like 3-4 tenths off what the official esports qualifying time was. I think it was like a 6-1 or 6-2 or something. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Impressive.
so it was all very close. So yeah, but I knew who in the race I could one up him. You know, not saying anything, but I quietly confident, especially considering he was starting on the mediums.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually gonna bring in Kit. He's your teammate. He
My
was your
teammate.
was your teammate. Sorry, he is and was your teammate this season. Um, sorry, I'm just massacring the English language. Kit, welcome to the commentators booth. Didn't quite get enough points for constructors, but it has been a great season for both of you. And Kit, in Tier 1, it's been a pleasure to watch you. Oh, how was your race today? So you picked up that P8 in the end.
I mean, throughout the whole race, I struggled with overheating. It was quite decent. I know that it was kind of far-fetched to maybe, for my side at least, get points. I mean, Justin is just an alien himself, but for me, I had to work quite a bit harder just to get P8.
Yeah.
But I mean, we did what we could. We talked strategy before the race, and it just didn't work out for us at the end. But we'll see what happens next season. F125 looks to be a good game, so I mean, decent game at least. So all to play for next season. We'll see how the how the teams are shaping up next season, because I feel quite confident for 25 at least.
And there's a little bit of an if game for this race, because I was looking at it that if you would have been able to hang on to P7 and maybe Bailey would have been able to overtake one of the McLarens, then I think it would have been like really close to even points between them. But yeah, okay. Anyway, that's kind of the little bit of an if game there. But if you didn't have that mistaken turn, then like 2 laps before the end, that might have been much closer. But yeah, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, no. Hopefully we'll see Chief in Tier 1 too as well. Tier 1 next season as well. Yeah.
No one wants
Race
that,
with
bro,
us.
apart from you. No one wants that. Especially not me.
I want to. Okay. It was quite close yesterday's practice. No, but yeah, I mean, I do apologize, to Justin for not pulling through enough. But I mean, like, I've just passed 100 hours on this game, so I'll take that as a win to be able to score points 4 races in a row. I'll take that. Easily.
Okay, guys. Well, yeah, it was great watching you guys. What are we thinking? Are you gonna pair up next season if possible?
Yeah, we have some unfinished business.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. We'll get them next season. Anyways, you guys have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you for covering this great season. I think it was.
Agreed.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Thanks,
Pretty strong
guys.
season. Yeah, thanks to you guys for participating, and we'll speak to you soon enough, I'm sure.
flame the Finns a bit for me, please, because they didn't drive today. Like, why not?
I agree. Bye bye.
We will bring in one more. We've got. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring in Jamie and Christian. So missed out on the drivers' championship. Back to win this season, Christian. Got rid of that monkey off your back, Jamie. Great pace all season, but together, you got the constructors. Well done, guys.
Woo!
So, looking at the race today, though, I mean, that was very close, I have to say. Jamie, you had to stay out. You didn't want to double stack, obviously, on the pits there, but it meant you had a bit of a gap to the DRS train ahead. I mean, what was that like? We were like, there's no mission, he's never going to catch these guys, and you managed to do it. How did you do it, man?
Please don't destroy me, Jamie.
I just sent it. Yeah, the staying out. I said it's funny. The lap they pitted, I was going to pit to to do the undercut and force Justin into the pits, so then Christian could follow him in and we could work together to keep him behind. Unfortunately, he pitted first, so I was like, just follow him, Christian, and he did, which was good. With the hope that Christian would win the race. However, he then proceeds to bottle it.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
I just wanna officially apologize because Jamie told me to go for it and I pushed out into turn 1.
Damn.
Yes. I really thought I could get him on the last straight, but I was once again wrong.
But Jamie, I mean, that was a valiant effort to catch up to the Eurostream. What were you working with Christian? Like Christian, were you trying to slow Justin down as best you could at that point, or was that just pure pace on your behalf, Jamie?
I did ask him to overtake him and go none, but I don't know if he could because Justin was pretty quick out that final corner. To be fair.
Yeah, he was used. The lap Jamie told me to get in front and just slow down. He started to push. I think I was just shit.
No, he definitely did push. We saw that live. He like really burned his ERS on that lap, so I think he picked up on what you guys were trying to do.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, he is pretty good, Justin. To be fair to him, like
Yeah. 205 points. Jeez.
There you go. There you go.
Average.
Yeah, it was very close there. I was going to ask you guys. I asked Justin, what was your kind of like best memory of this season and your worst memory? I think I know Christian, so I'll start with you, Christian. Best memory.
Best memory. Ooh, crashing out in Japan is definitely up there. No, I'm just.
Yeah,
Well, it's
were you not
obvious this-
drinking? I remember you telling us you had a few beers before that one.
Maybe. Yeah, but Saudi Arabia, obviously, I won. Yay!
Yeah. What about you, Jamie? Highlight and lowlight?
low light, Hungary.
Oh yes, I just had a flashback of you getting sent off. Yeah.
Yeah. Highlight. I mean, having Christian as a teammate's been good fun.
Aww.
Oh, me too, you too, whatever you say in English.
But what do you reckon next season? Are you guys gonna race again? And more importantly, are you gonna race as teammates again?
I mean, I'd race his teammates again. He needs someone to engineer him.
Very good.
Overtake him, Christian. Overtake him. Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, well, I have to say, strong showing from both of you guys. I think together as a team, you showed what you're capable of, and you take that title, the constructors' title. It was a freeway battle heading into this one. Alpine guys took the easy exit, but yeah, I mean, you did what you did today. You did what you had to do, sorry, and picked up that constructor. So well done for that, and appreciate you joining us in the commentators booth. We're going to move on. But yeah, we will look forward to seeing what you can offer us in the coming seasons.
Okie dokie, yeah. Peace.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, good night, guys. Good night.
Good night.
One more. We'll do one more. I want to bring Billy in as he did finish on
Yep.
the podium today, and Billy joined us in the commentators booth. P3 today. How was it out there? It looked kind of quite sketchy at points, but
I was alright. I mean, the qualifying wasn't great. I did like a 7-2 and I've done a 6-7, so I wasn't happy with that. But it didn't really matter in the end. But yeah, it was just kind of following the Christian the whole race. I've never stayed at the back of a McLaren for as long as I have that race. It's just the way it played out.
yeah, and like if you were to redo the race and like knowing what you do now, would you have done anything different?
I would have got past Christian because at least at that point we might have had a chance on the last lap instead of him just going off his ERS and not overtaking him, which I don't really get.
Yeah, and seeing the quali as well, did I spy you going out quite late? Like you were in the garage for a few minutes, I think, before you actually came out. What was that about? Was that just?
I put the mediums on because it's 4 runs, and then as I clicked drive, then the engineer said rain in 15 minutes, rain in
Oh.
10-15 minutes. So I had to do that out lap and then come back in, put softs on. Go again.
Oh, I missed that. So you did an outlap, came back in. Ah, okay, okay, okay. I mean, I've asked the other guys like, you came into the season late, but I mean, you've racked up a good bunch of points, I have to say. Got yourself up to P6, I think, in the end.
Yep.
So imagine what you would have done if you started from the start. I imagine that's what you're aiming to do for the new game if you're planning on playing. Um,
I'm planning on getting it. I'll see how it feels.
yeah. And would you have any idea of your teammates, like your pick for teammate next season?
No, no one really springs to mind. No.
Yeah, I think if you team up with someone like relatively similar pace to yourself, you probably have a good shot at the constructors. So,
I mean, I don't know how much Christian and Jamie like each other.
oh
So,
man, it was a love-in when we did the interview there. It was, I think
Just
there's,
get Danny to come back or something.
yeah.
no, I won't get that. I'll get WoW. I'll get Tom.
Yeah.
I'll get Dominic back. We'll see if he can still.
You never know if the game is good, but might get some surprise returns. But yeah, I guess we'll see in what is it, 2-3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not long to go
Yeah.
to the new game. But Billy, yeah, it's been a pleasure watching you drive in SLR once again. You started out here.
Yeah.
What age? 12, 13?
Yes, 12.
And what age are you now? You're like 50 or something?
18.
18. Yeah. I was close. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing what you can do over a full season, but until then, we will wrap it up for now. So thanks for giving us your time in the commentators booth. We will speak to you
Thank you.
hopefully soon enough.
Yep.
And that's it, Ice. I mean, I have to ask, put you on the spot here. What was your highlight from this season, if you have any?
I think maybe Christian winning his first race. That was nice to see.
Yeah.
And then maybe before I started doing commentary, it was also nice to see like Meepo win that Silverstone race. Was it?
Yeah.
So there's like those guys who bring the fight to Justin. Obviously, Justin still won by about double points from anybody else, but I don't know. Like let's see, and let's hope that somebody will be able to bring the fight to him in the next game. I feel like it's gonna take something like Meepo tried to do at the beginning of the season. Like you have to really, really attack him, push him, maybe be even a bit overly aggressive at times to just try to get into the head games also a little bit. But yeah, Justin just seems to be he is definitely the guy to beat in the upcoming game also. But yeah, I think those kind of unexpected things. Like Christian finally win that race, Meepo beating Justin, stuff like that. Just maybe those stand out for me.
Yeah, I have to say, Meepo winning the first race was probably a highlight for me, and then him telling me that he's gonna leave before the season's out, that was a low point for sure. Hopefully see him back though.
Okay.
He's definitely
Yeah,
he showed he was capable of beating Justin, and we don't see that very often.
Yeah, and also another thing that I wanted to maybe raise is this team championship that went to the wire here. Even if Alpine, the Finnish boys, kind of just gave it up for a reason, but yeah, because they were in the best position still before the final race. But yeah, that was also maybe a high point in the season that we could fight for one championship to the end of the season at least.
Yeah, and all that's left to say really is thank you to all the guys behind the scenes who make this possible. I don't want to go over them all because it would take me forever, but you guys know who you are. There's a lot of effort goes into running the league to the standard that we have came to expect over the last few seasons, and yeah, this season's been great in Tier 1, great attendance, just great interactions and great racing all around. So yeah, shout out to our gamer who was Tier 1 manager as well, and the rest of the admin team. Great job all around for those guys. And yeah, we will be back for more Tier 1 next season, but before that, Tier 2 is tomorrow. There's plenty to play for in that one. Constructors and the title, the driver's title, up for grabs.
Yep.
And Tier 3 as well.
Yeah, McLaren looking really strong in Tier 2 for the constructors, but on the driver's side, everything is basically open. Even you are in that fight, at least theoretically, even though you might be on a bit of a back foot for that, because I think you're 18 points from the lead. But like 5 people can still theoretically win the championship in Tier 2. And for the team side of things, I think McLaren are leading by 27 points, so that looks more or less set in stone, but you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, definitely join for that one.
Yeah.
And also on the Tier 3 side, you have yours truly, Ocean Chief, and Mr. Keyboard fighting for the championship. Chief is leading by 2 points. So that's a two-way battle for that one. And then on the team side, it's also wide open there. So it's 9 points covering the top 3, also in Tier 3 on the team side. So Ferrari, Racing Bulls, and Williams there. So definitely a lot to play for this week. Please join for the upcoming streams, and we'll see who take the last championships in this game in SLR.
Yeah, and I tell you what, a dark horse to watch out for tomorrow, and funny enough, it rhymes with dark horse. It's ex Jorge. He is rapid at this track. I've did practice with him, and he just takes off. Even Lebson was like, "Whoa, this guy." I think he might be from Brazil. If not, he's he's a reincarnation of Senna. So keep an eye out for him tomorrow.
Yeah, and he's kind of the dark horse in that sense also, that I think he had some really bad luck earlier in the season, because that one race that I did, at least, he was like ahead of me in qualifying, but then I think he had some sort of a connection issue or whatever, and he didn't really do that race at all. That was Suzuka. So he, if he had been there, he might even lead the championship by now, but as it is, it's Danny Banani and Lepson ahead of him.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm hyped. I'm in the race and I want to watch it instead of being in it, because it's gonna be incredible scenes. Both titles.
Maybe you can like pull a Kimi Räikkönen and win it from that far back, but if everybody else ahead of you crashes out or something, we've seen that happen also in SLR, haven't we? Like, I think in one Singapore race there was I think I was in that race. I think there was like everybody behind me crashed, and that's what gave me P3 or something at the end, even though it didn't really look like I would get that. But yeah.
Yeah, anything can happen. I would love to see my odds of winning that tier though. But I think it's like 1,000 to 1 or something. But we will see what happens tomorrow. Anything can happen in a motor race, and quite often does. We've had it all through the season. I have to say one last thing I'll say. Across all 3 tiers, the amount of reports we've had this season is probably at a record low. I don't know whether that's through apathy or whatever, but it's a great sign that people are not that they're not reporting, but that there isn't as many incidents to report. So maybe
it was a bit maybe out of hand at some point in this game, I think, but yeah, it's definitely been better this season, I think. I agree with you.
Yeah, the FIA definitely thanked the drivers for that one, and yeah, big shout out to the FIA. They do not get enough recognition for the hard work that they do behind the scenes. But that's it. We've rambled enough, and we can wrap it up for there. Tier 1 is in the bag. Season 17, done and dusted. The next time you'll hear from us will probably be Season 18 on the new game, so look forward to that one. But as we mentioned, Tier 2 tomorrow. Tune in for that one. 2000 CEST.
Yeah.
And
I just also want to drop it out there. It's been... I've returned to commentating after a long time away. I don't even remember when was the last time before, this season that we actually did a race together with you, or I commentated in SLR at all. So, yeah, it's been fun this season, and we'll see what comes in the new game.
Yep, that's it. And that's it, yeah. Well, we're going to wrap it up, and I'll end the stream there. So thanks. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed not only the race, but the season. And we will no doubt be back on air soon enough.